Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om, salutations to all. So we will chant the two verses we have learnt. We will chant it together. Swatmanye vasada sthitva mano nashyati yoginaha vasananam kshayaschataha swadhyasapanayam kuru tamodvabhyam rajasatvat sattvam shuddhena nashyati tasmat svatvam avashtabhya swadhyasapanayam kuru. So to negate and destroy the adhyasa, the superimposition, the false identification, it was said one should do contemplation and abide in this self, svatmani eva sadasthitva. Why are we not able to do that steadily? Because of the vasana pressure. So vasana pressure should be reduced. For that we saw karma yoga and upasana. The other way to also reduce vasana pressure is to increase our sattva guna. And 10 aspects we saw of how to increase the sattva guna. Now we go ahead. There is one concern that many times one has, that if I dedicate my life to Bhagavan, or if I spend time only in spiritual sadhana, in contemplation, what will happen to my livelihood? I have to take care of the body, food, clothing, shelter, basic things are required. So what will happen to that? If I renounce, then who will take care of me? So that concern is always there. And so here there's a very nice shloka which gives a reassurance. Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu iti nischitya nischalaha dhairyamaalambya yatnena swadhyasapanayam kuru. Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu. This one line we should register in the mind and memorize also if you like. What takes care of the body? Prarabdha karma will take care. Why? Because it is born to exhaust that prarabdha karma. Whichever form we have got, not only ours, in fact every jiva, whatever form the jiva takes is because of the fructification of sanchit and it has become prarabdha. To exhaust that prarabdha, one has taken the form. Till that prarabdha is there, that body will be taken care of. Food is there or not there, doesn't matter. The body will be taken care of. What will be its condition? Of course, that is sometimes debatable. But don't we see in the world some people who are doing everything for a very nice, healthy life. They eat well, they sleep well, they exercise well, they are having self control, they don't have any vices. Still, some of them die young, some of them have some terminal illness. And we find some people who have all kinds of vices. They are drinking also, they are eating non-vegetarian also, they are doing all kinds of negative things also, and still they are living long. Then one wonders, ki, what is this? How to answer that? Only answer is what? Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu, or what else? Ratnakar transformed into Valmiki. What is the meaning of a Valmika? Valmika means ant hill. Now he became so still and quiet. Ants have built the whole ant hill around him. What is taking care of that body? Praradham pushyati vapuhu. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to go into samadhi. Sometimes when he hears the word Kali and he is standing and he goes into samadhi. Now his nephew Hriday is supporting his body sometimes because now he has gone into samadhi. And sometimes when the mouth opens, from there little water he will put. For days he is in samadhi. Then who is taking care of the body? Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu. So the shloka here says, Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu iti nischitya. Having this firm conviction that body will be taken care of. Nischalaha, become completely free from any stress. Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu iti nischitya nischalaha. The mind has become quiet. Savadhanena dhairyam alambya yatnena. With great courage and fortitude. Dhairya has both meaning. Dhairya is courage. This clarity requires courage. This attitude that body will be taken care of. And any obstacles may come on the way, I will deal with it. Fortitude. What will happen maximum? Some food one will not get. One can deal with it. You know, there was a book called Siddharth, written by Herman Hesse. There's a movie also on that. Shashi Kapoor and Simi Garewal and all, they've acted in that. Siddharth. There are many things in that. The book is a nice book, but certain conclusions in that one can question. But in that, the Siddharth, he will say this. Siddharth is not Gautam Buddha's, that Siddharth. He is another person, Siddharth. Fictional character. So he says, I can think, I can fast, I can wait. Three things. He has left his home, he renounces. And he is searching for some, spiritual knowledge, etc. And some one place he comes, he is in a very difficult situation where he needs some food and money and all that. So some merchant is asking him, what can you do? So he says, I can think, I can fast, I can wait. Think about these three lines. I can think. A lot of people don't think clearly. Second, I can fast, meaning I have sense control. And I can wait, meaning I have patience. Things happen in time. I am not in some rush. So, prarabdham pushyati vapuhu, body will be taken care of. Dhairyam alambya, having this courage, this fortitude, taking support of this, swadhya yatnena, put in all your efforts. For what? Swadhyasapanayam kuru, to remove this false identification. This applies to every great achievement. The person who wants to achieve a certain goal, that person's mind should be fully absorbed in that. When one is not bothered about some ordinary things of food and water and people and dress and all that. About Einstein it is said, once Einstein was walking on the road, somebody met him Say, how are you doing? It is afternoon time. How are you doing? He said, all fine. Did you have lunch? You know what Einstein replied? He said, if I am coming from my home, I had lunch. If I am going towards my home, I am going to have lunch. Now, he doesn't even remember that. His mind is thinking of science and all that, and now he is going. But he doesn't know, abhi khana khaya, nahi khaya, what? Because the mind is absorbed. Somebody who is doing any form of fitness training or sports or wants to play for the country, full mind will be into that, not bothered about other things then. Here we are talking about the highest, to realize the infinite, to discover the true self, swadhyasapanayam kuru. So not that body should not be taken care of. One takes care of the body, but one doesn't fret and fume over this. What is the prarabdha it will get? Because the word prarabdha means that which has already begun. Prakarshena arabdham. It is like an arrow which is shot. Once it is released, then you can't change its direction. Now it will go and hit where it has to hit. Some prarabdha karma has come. Now the body has to go through it. Even a jivan mukta cannot be free from prarabdha. Bhoga deva kshayaha. Only by bhoga one will exhaust it. So what is the attitude of a sadhak? Not bothered about other things. What is the duty one has to do, one will do. Don't say from tomorrow onwards I am not going to job. Why? Swamiji said no need to bother. Prarabdham pushyati vapu. Body will be taken care of by prarabdha, no need to work. To do that duty must be a part of the prarabdha. That's why one is here. To exhaust certain karmas we have come. Do the duty, be with the family, do what has to be done. But the focus should not be only on that. Focus has to be on swadhyasapanayam kuru. Kabir Das ji, that's why he says, चलती चक्की देख के दिया कबीरा रोए, दो पाटन के बीच में साबुद बचा न कोई. What is that दो पाटन? संसार. मैटर एंड स्पिरिट. नो, मैटर एंड स्पिरिट के बीच में फिर फंसा कौन? But jiva only is the matter, no? And spirit. There are many ways of this understanding do pattern. One is aham and mama, I and mine, crushed between I and mine. But the other one is what we call as yoga and kshema. Kathopanishad says that. Shreyascha preyascha manushyametau tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. The Shreyas and Preyas approach everybody. But the wise person will discriminate. Tayostu Shreya abhipreyaso vrinite. This wise person will choose the Shreyas over Preyas. What is good but not necessarily pleasant. Preyo mando yoga kshemad vrinite. The Manda Buddhi will choose Preyas. Why? Because of yoga and kshema. Because one is concerned about what I don't have, I want to get, and what I have, I want to protect. So, yoga is in this context. Yoga otherwise means to unite. Here it is getting what I don't have. And our mind is like that. No, what we have, it doesn't count. What it doesn't have, it focuses on that. If there are 10 equations that we show and 2 of them are right, 2 of them are wrong, 8 are right, the mind will generally go where? To the 2 which are wrong. It doesn't say 8 are right and 2 are wrong. It will say these 2 are wrong. The focus will go on that. So, mind generally runs behind what it doesn't have. getting what I don't have. And Kshema is protecting what I have. So, from bhakti standpoint, what does one say? Bhagwan gives the promise there. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhayuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Some people think that Bhagavad Gita has borrowed this from LIC. Heights of delusion, I tell you. Gita copied it from LIC. Are? Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Bhagwan is giving that assurance that I will take care of the yoga and Kshema. You focus on remembering me. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. हाँ राम राम पूरा दिन करने से रोजी रोटी का क्या होगा? अरे भगवान विल टेक केयर, यू डोंट वरी. करो तो सही पहले. No, if I do Ram Ram, will Bhagwan take care of my roti? Then no, he will not take care. Why? Because you are not concerned about Ram Ram, you are concerned about your roti. This question only doesn't arise in the mind of the bhakta. कि राम राम करेंगे तो क्या रोटी का क्या होगा? The bhakta is not bothered. Bhakta is saying Ram Ram bas. Now Bhagwan's job it is to take care of his food. And Bhagwan will take care. Bhagwan doesn't forget his promise. We forget. Bhagwan will never forget. In fact, even when we are not taking care, when we are not taking Bhagwan's name, who is taking care of us? Bhagwan only. Whether we know it or not, the karma phala we are getting is from Bhagwan. People whom we are interacting with, the whole environment, everything. Now, if all of us are sitting here, is it not Ishwar Kripa only? Ishwar only brought all of us together in this place. And how many people required to run this place, to establish this place? So many factors are required. Then we have this one experience. So whether we accept it or not, whether we are chanting Bhagwan's name or not, who is actually taking care of us? Only Bhagwan. Is science taking care of us? Science can give facilities. Science can give us logic, reasoning, ki bhai, why certain things are happening, how it is happening. But who takes care of the jiva? Bhagwan alone. Karma phala data is Bhagwan alone. So from bhakti standpoint, one says, you surrender to Bhagwan, Bhagwan will take care. The anxiety should not be there, who will take care of my food, my clothing, nothing. You know, Tapon Maharaj, you read his Wandering in the Himalayas or the Ishwar Darshan, such beautiful books that he has written. So one day he was moving from one place to another. So one evening he stayed in a village. Somebody's home, they hosted him, they gave him bhiksha. And next day morning, Tapon Maharaj got up, did his sadhana, and now he has to move forward. So this villagers, so in the house where he was staying, the host was very devoted, but the person was not very well-to-do. So he took some fruits and all that and gave it to Tapon Maharaj, one apple or something he had. He gave that one apple, he did namaskar, and Tapon Maharaj also blessed him and he left. Now two thieves are there. They are watching him. They thought, ये साधु बाबा, इनको कोई दक्षिणा मिला होगा. So they are thinking there is some money with Tapon Maharaj. He has one bag, one jhola, nothing else he has. But they are thinking, because that apple is there inside, and one pair of clothes, some books. So they think that that bag has something, the money is there. And they chase him, meaning they are following him. Afternoon time it is now. They reach the middle of the forest somewhere. And there is one small temple. In the middle of the dense forest in the Himalayas, there is one small temple. So he goes and he sits there, Tapon Maharaj. Now, These thieves also go and they take out their चाकू. Say, Baba ji, दे दो, जितना पैसा है दे दो. Tapovan Maharaj took his bag and he said, ले लो. They took the bag, they are searching everything inside, there is not one penny inside. They got so dejected, disappointed, they said, what is this? We thought that he has some money, so we followed all the way, 2-3 ghanta they were walking behind him, and finally when he was alone in the forest, they tried to rob him. Now there is no food, there is nothing inside that. It is the middle of the forest, hot afternoon. No money he has. So what did the thieves do, you know? They took out their bag, they have some tiffin, they have some food. They took out and they shared with him, saying, Aap ye le lo Maharaj ji. Tapan Maharaj writes this. He says, Dekho, Bhagwan is coming in the form of thief to take care of his bhakta. He is seeing Bhagwan in that thief also. Another place he writes, again another one hot afternoon, somewhere he was sitting in the peaks of the Himalayas somewhere. And he is wondering, now let us see how Bhagwan will feed me. One Brahmana comes there and he has some boiled potato, just some boiled potato he has. So he comes and he's near Tapan Maharaj, he sits down. He takes out his one boiled potato, breaks it into half, gives some to Tapan Maharaj and he eats some. And Tapan Maharaj is saying, see how Bhagwan takes care. Shivaji Maharaj, you know, he was once he was victorious. One fort he had captured back from the Mughals, and the whole army was, you know, given the food, etc. And Shivaji Maharaj was very happy that, you know, I am taking care of this army and these people have been fed very nicely and all that. So Samarth Ramdas recognized that there is some ego which has come in. So he told Shivaji, come here. He said, go and break that rock. So Shivaji Maharaj went and he broke that rock. And as he broke that rock, what did he find? There is one small little worm there inside that rock. And that worm is having some little food. And that worm is eating that inside that rock. And Samarth Ramdas looked at Shivaji and said, you have fed the worm very well. Then Shivaji Maharaj recognized that what is his Guru saying? That who is taking care of that worm in that rock? That worm is having food inside that rock. You know, one of the reasons why we worship Shaligram is this. Have you seen a Shaligram? When you break the Shaligram, what do you find inside? There will be a spiral. Inside a Shaligram will be a spiral. A proper Shaligram will have one small little hole. It is found in the bed of Gandaki river, these stones. And that will have a small hole. If you actually break open a Shaligram, some of the Shaligrams are open also, but if not, if it is full, if you break it open, you will find that there is a spiral formation which is done. Why? How? That small one worm, Shaligram is very difficult to bore through otherwise, but a small tiny worm will bore through the Shaligram, go into the center, until it doesn't finish making that spiral, it is alive, it is taken care of. So it is the symbol of Mahavishnu. Bhagwan is a sustainer, protector. That's why one worships Shaligram, because that is a symbol ki if that small worm inside Bhagwan will take care, why am I so concerned? And because of this yoga and kshema, what do? We forget Bhagwan. In language of knowledge, we forget nididhyasan. If somebody asks, you know, why don't you do meditation? Why don't you do japa? Why don't you come to satsang? Many people, their answer will be what? Time nahi hai. Bahut kaam hai. Duties are there. Responsibilities are there. So many things to be done. Suppose you had a late night and you are a working person. Next day morning you wake up little late because you slept late. What is the first thing that goes out of the schedule? Puja. No time. So the mind always plays that trick. That's why here it is said prarabdham pushyati vapuhu. When a person has come to this path to realize that conviction is I must know the truth, then don't bother. Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu, body will be taken care of by its own past karma. And that past karma is coming from whom? That karma phala is being given by Bhagavan only. Whichever way you take it as prarabdha is taking care of the body, or you say Bhagavan is taking care of this, there is no excuse for not doing the sadhana. And no excuse to say कि because of the food, work, duties, I can't do sadhana. Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu iti nischitya nischalaha. You know, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say that what should a grahastha do? One sadhana that grahastha should do is fully depend on Bhagavan. Once a month, go to some temple, some forest, be alone and see how Bhagavan will take care of you. Swamiji, Bhagavan will really take care. You try it. Narmada Parikrama I had been to. 3,400 kilometers it is. By walk you go in that parikrama. You live on bhiksha, whatever you get you eat that only. And Bhagavan takes care. So many experiences on that parikrama. One doesn't have to bother at all. You take Bhagavan's name and do everything, Bhagavan takes care. Bhagavan is more compassionate than anyone. One should not... This is not a license to not do the duty. But the point here is what? That anxiety one should drop. So, prarabdham pushyati vapuhu. If the body is healthy, great. If the body has some sickness, it is prarabdha. Don't worry about it. Do whatever duty has to be done. Give the medicine, take care of it. Beyond that, don't bother. And when it has to drop, it will drop. In the best of conditions, it may drop. In the worst of condition, it may still survive. Why? It is a prarabdha. One lady went to Puja Gurudev and said, Swamiji, because she was having terminal illness and now she has to be continuously taken care of, she is on the bed rest. She was very depressed. Gurudev came to meet her. She said, Swamiji, I am very sad and I am very unhappy because now my children have to continuously take care of me. What do I do now? I don't like this situation. Because of me, they are also helpless. They are also bound. And Gurudev said, Amma, you don't worry. This is not only your prarabdha, it is their prarabdha also. They have some karmas to settle. You do what best you can. Beyond that, nothing is in your hand. You drop this anxiety. It is their prarabdha, their karma also getting exhausted. So, one should not feel that helplessness in any situation. And one should mainly, what he is saying here, dhairyam alambya, be very bold and courageous. See, Tapan Maharaj, for the examples that we saw, in which he got the food some places, if you read Kailas Yatra and other books of Tapan Maharaj, there are days where there is no food also. Whatever is the situation. Now, some days when there is no food, what will one think? Does one think, कि आज भगवान ने मेरा ध्यान नहीं रखा? No. There's some prarabdha. I have to fast. Okay. So the focus is not on food. Focus is not on basic necessities. Dhairyam alamba yatnena swadhya sapanayam kuru. See, in the commentary, Gurudev has written so beautifully, in the second last paragraph of this shloka, he says that if my body is not getting food, I become anxious for it. However, when this body was born, it was born without consulting me. That mighty law by which it was born will keep it going for the purpose for which it was born. If it falls off, never mind, let it go. Maximum what happens, body will drop, which anyway it is going to drop now someday. So he says, never mind, let it go. Understanding this well, strengthen your mind and protect it from all such agitations. Very beautiful. Muster up courage. Reach a discriminative conclusion through intelligent reflections. Put in true effort, with unseen perspiration, with invisible panting, with secret effort. Remove the misconception within yourself. So the whole effort must be to remove the misconception that I am the BMI. Rest of it will be taken care of by Bhagwan. Don't worry about that. Prarabdha will take care of it. So this is the bhav. Now how to remove the misconception? With the negation. So here he says, next shloka, Naham jiva param brahmeti etad vyavritti purvakam vasana vegata prapta swadhyasapanayam kuru. Na aham jivaha, I am not this jiva. Param Brahma iti, I am Param Brahma. Vyavritti purvakam, thus by negating what is not the self. Vasana vegata prapta, our vasana vega will be there that will push us out to body identification. Again and again one will come to body identification, one has to pull oneself out of that. So he says, Swadhya Sapanayam Kuru. Now this is the shloka. So, Na aham jivaha, I am not this jiva, I am Param Brahma. This one has to assert again and again. Etad vyavritti purvakam. So, in our Vedanta Shastra, there are 3 types of pointers of the self. First type of pointer is called Swarupa Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana means the inherent quality of that. Nature, in fact. Not even quality. Inherent nature of a thing. Swarupa. Using that inherent nature, that object is pointed out. So, for example, when we say sugar, what is the inherent nature of sugar? Sweetness. Fire, what is the inherent nature? Heat and light. Water, to be cool, to be flowing, to be able to quench the thirst, sapidity, all that is the inherent nature of water. So if we say water is sweet, then we are using the nature of water to describe water. Water is, having that ability to quench thirst. That is the inherent nature. Earlier I said water is sugar. Sugar is sweet. Water is having sapidity. That is the nature being used to describe that thing. In that way, when we say the nature of the self is Sat, Chit, Anand, or Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. These are all called what? The Swarupa Lakshana. The inherent nature of that. That inherent nature of a thing is that without which that thing will not be what it is. Fire, if you remove heat and light, there is no fire. Same way, Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, is the nature of the Atma. So using these pointers, one comes to understand the nature of the consciousness of Brahman, of Atma, whatever we call it. Second type of pointer is called Tatastha Lakshana. Tatastha Lakshana means what? Indicative pointer. What does that mean? Tate sthitva, having stood on the banks, one is indicating. That's the literal meaning. So suppose I say, that house on which there is a crow. So using the crow, we have defined that house. Suppose there are 10 houses which are pink in color. We say, no, no, that house no, on which there is a crow, that pink house. So that is called tatastha lakshan. Without using anything intrinsic, something extrinsic to it is being used. Tatastha lakshan. Now that crow is not going to be there at all times. On that particular day, that crow is there. So using that, we have said, suppose we say Chinmaya Vibhuti. Now you have come to Chinmaya Vibhuti. Now how to indicate Chinmaya Vibhuti? So if you say, okay, Chinmaya Vibhuti is that where there is a Vichar Vatika, there is Chinmaya Jivan Darshan, there is Svanubhuti Vatika, then it will be which Lakshan? Tatastha Lakshan or Swarup Lakshan? How Tatastha Lakshan? It is the nature, na? In Vibhuti only you have CJD, you have Svanubhuti Vatika, you have this Vichar Vatika. It is the Swarup Lakshan of Chinmaya Vibhuti. So but that is why, na, Swarup Lakshan, it won't be without that, no? No. In this example, there is a limitation of that. Is this there anywhere else? It is not there, no? And we are using the inherent quality or inherent nature of this place to define this place. Tatastha Lakshan, how it will be? When we say that the retreat center of Chinmaya Mission near Pavana Dam is Chinmaya Vibhuti. So we have used Pavana Dam to indicate this Chinmaya Vibhuti. It is something external. And through that we are indicating. Between Pune and Lonavala, near the Pavana Dam is the Chinmaya Vibhuti. Now using that one will find and come. These two are clear. So in case of the self, Tatastha Lakshana will be what? We say Avasthatraya Sakshi. It is the witness of three states. Avasthatraya Sakshi. Or we say it is that in which the Srishti rises, stays, falls. Yasmad, so from Taittiriya Upanishad will describe it like that. From which the Srishti stays, in which the Srishti rises, in which it stays, into which it goes back. That is called Brahman. Apply that in the mind level, it will be what? Thought rises in me, stays in me, goes back into me. So that consciousness in which the thoughts rise, in which the thoughts stay, in which the thoughts fall. So using the thought, I am indicating consciousness, which is what Kenopanishad says, Pratibodha Viditam Matam. In every single thought, we have an opportunity to discover consciousness. So what is behind the thought is consciousness. So using thought we are describing. Here we are saying directly, Sat Chit Anand, it is the nature of that. In the other one, in Tatastha, we are using thought. We are using Sakshi Bhav, Avasthatraya Sakshi. Then the third pointer is Atad Vyavritti Lakshana. Atad Vyavritti. Atad means not this. Vyavritti is negation. So these are negating pointers. That Atma is not this. So when we say Nirguna, Nirguno, Nishkriyo, Nirvikaro. So all these are what? This Atma is not gunas, not having any vikaras, not having any akara. That is the Atma. So it is negating pointers. It is not this, not this, not this. So when we say Panchakosha Titaha, what is this Panchakosha Tita? Beyond 5 sheets. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. This beyond 5 sheets, is it a Swarupa Lakshan, Tatastha Lakshan or Atad Vyavritti? It is Atad Vyavritti. It is not the 5 sheets. If we say that Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharirad, Vyatiriktam. What is this pointer? This is also Atad Vyavritti. This is not the gross body, not the subtle body, not the causal body. It is a negating pointer. So what is not, when you negate what is gross, what is subtle, what is causal, what remains, that is Atma. So this is called Atad Vyavritti, negating. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the memory. Mano buddhi hankara chittani naham. Nacha shrotra jihve, nacha ghrana netre, nacha vyoma bhumir, na tejo na vayuhu. Chidananda rupa, shivoham, shivoham. Now in this first shloka, tell me, first 3 lines are which type of pointer? They are Atad Vyavritti Lakshan. And Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham is Swarupa Lakshan. So once we understand this, any of these pointers can be used to negate the non-self. Here that's why he says, Aham na aham jivaha param brahmeti. This is the nature of this negation. Na aham jiva, I am not the jiva. Then who am I? Param Brahma iti. I am Brahman alone. Etad vyavritti purvakam. In this way, you negate using these negating pointers. Vasana vegata prapta. The more I try to negate, the more I try to do my sadhana, the more the vasana pressure may assert itself. That is why I have to be very strong in my purushartha, in my sadhana, to put the effort to go. It is one aspect is mind is becoming extrovert because of vasana. And what am I trying to do? Go beyond, go against that flow. So the more I try to control the mind and the senses, the more it will sometimes assert itself. You must have experienced this in so many simple examples in life. The day you do upavas, that is the day we think most of food or not. Forget that day we think most of food. Previous day, 2 days before we start thinking about that. ये उपवास करना है, क्या खाएंगे? अरे उपवास का मतलब ही है कि you are not supposed to eat. In nowhere in the Shastra it is mentioned that you should eat sabudana vada in upvas. Tell me one Shastra where it is mentioned. राजाग्रे का पूरी, शिंगाड़े का लोट का शीरा, वेर कहाँ लिखा बताओ? नहीं स्वामी जी वहाँ लिखा है कि अन्न नहीं खाना. अन्न नहीं खाना लिखा है, लेकिन उसके बदले ये 1000 चीजें खाना, ये कहाँ लिखा है? Honestly, I'm telling you, in my childhood, I used to do upvas only because I get to eat food which regularly is otherwise not available. And it will be made only for the people who are doing upvas. Na? So my grandmother will do upvas, for her they will make. So we children will say, hum bhi upvas karenge. If you open the scripture and read, upvas literally means what? To drink only water. That is the best form of upvas. And remember Bhagwan. Because then prana shakti will go upwards. Otherwise, when we eat food, apana vayu, etc., they go down and the whole energy is on that. Now it will go upwards. So the idea is what? If you can't do with only water, then you eat little bit of fruit and milk. That's it, once. If that also is very difficult to do, then you eat once in the night. Nakta bhukta it is called. Only one time, little food, proper food, but no rice, only in the night. That's all. These are only three types of upas given in the scripture. Either only water, or with once fruits and milk, or one time some cooked food. Beyond that, there is no description of upvas. But the moment we start doing upvas, our mind wants more food. That day only pani puri, pav bhaji, pizza, everything will come to the mind. You know, one man, he said, he decided to lose weight. So he said, I will start doing dieting. Then गाजर का हलवा came in front of him. So he says, मैंने गाजर के हलवे को देखा, गाजर के हलवे ने मुझे देखा, और कुछ समय में गाजर के हलवे का वजन कम हो गया. वजन कम करना है किसका? So our mind will be like that. The day you keep Maun Vrat, then what will happen? All the thoughts will come that day कि अरे मुझे ये चीज़ इनको बतानी है, अभी का भी बोलना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो अनर्थ हो जाएगा. That time only I want to talk. Now imagine in ordinary things like that this happens. Now what are we trying to negate? The root cause of our sorrow, avidya. Will that ego allow us to do that? We say, Naham Jiva Param Brahmeti. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, we chant, I am one with Shiva, I am infinite consciousness, this, that, all that we do. And then the moment that meditation is over, one comes out of that, straight identified with the body. You know, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say that he will be in Samadhi for many days together. Then he comes out of Samadhi. He used to tell the devotees, keep Rasagulla. Keep Rasagulla near me, then my mind will be in this level. If I eat that Rasagulla, I will stay in this level and I can interact with you. If you don't keep Rasagulla, then my mind will again go back to Samadhi. Hamara exactly ulta hai. Our mind doesn't stay there. It keeps thinking Rasagulla and keeps coming out. So here that's why he is saying Vasana Vegata Prapta. This Vasana Vega will be there. The more I try to detach from the body, the more body identification will land up. More Jiva Bhav will get strengthened. And which is why some people, when they meditate, some of them people will see and tell them, you were better off before meditation. After meditation, you are becoming more irritable now. You are more angry now. Why? Because now that impurity which is there is coming out. Now this person is becoming aware of it. Earlier it was suppress. Now it is coming out. If one continues to do that sadhana, one will be out of it. But the mind is very tricky. The mind will say, no, Swamiji, I was not so angry and so greedy and so lusty and so jealous before meditation. I don't want to do. I'm going to drop it. If there is a wound and one has ignored that wound and it is pus is formed inside and all that, but outside one is just putting some dressing and covering it, but is not cleaning. If you open it, what will happen? Pus will come, na? Pus aa gaya, band kar do wapas. Are? So vasana vegata prapta, as one tries to contemplate more and more, which is why that happens so many times that examples are given in the Puranas that this rishis are meditating, then what will Indra do? They show that Indra ka asan aise aise hil gaya. And what does Indra do? He sends apsaras. And these apsaras will come and dance in front of that rishi and they will break the, dhyan of the rishi. That is a symbolic depiction of what? That the tapasya, when we start doing, the mind will bring out what all the attachments are, what all the identifications are, and it will try to pull us down. What should one do? Dhairyam alambya yatnena swadhya sapanayam kuru. With great courage, move forward. Vasana vegata prapta swadhya sapanayam kuru. Now, in this process, the three main sadhanas which one has to do are the jnana sadhanas. That is in 281. Shrutya yuktya svanubhutya ज्ञात्वा सार्वात्म्यमात्मनः क्वचिदाभासत प्राप्त स्वाध्यासापनयं कुरु. So 3 steps of Jnana Sadhana are what? Main steps of Jnana Sadhana. We saw Karma Yoga, so don't open your book, don't turn your pages back. Tell me the equation of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is equal to PIN 3, no, not 3. PIN B cube means what? Prasad Buddhi, Ishwarapan Buddhi, Nimitta Buddhi. So that is Karma Yoga. Upasana is single pointedness of the mind. Now Jnana Sadhana is what? With such a pure mind, single pointed mind, one goes to the teacher. So very important is the Guru Upasatti, to approach a teacher who is Shrotriya and Brahmanishta. From such a teacher, one should do Brahma Jignasa, ask questions about Brahman, about the self. So the 3 steps in Jnana Sadhana are Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasan. So what are these translated as? Shravan means listening. Manan means? No, Manan means reflection. And Nididhyasan means? Contemplation. These are 3 main sadhanas. The Siddhant in Vedanta is Acharya Mukhat Shravanam Kuryat. Listen to the Mahavakya from the teacher, from the Sadguru. If one listens to the Mahavakya from the Sadguru, and if the student is an Uttam Adhikari, instant will be the realization of the truth. Shravanam matrena jnanam bhavati. Just by listening, one will realize instant, immediate. Uttam Adhikari of the Upanishads, you will see like that. Nachiketa, did he have to go back and reflect? No, he realized there only, instant. Because the mind is ready. So, Shravanam matrena jnanam bhavati. And that's why it is important to listen carefully. You know, this Siddhant we don't understand properly, nor we give enough importance to this. हमको लगता है, आए सुनने से क्या होगा? हाँ तो सुने जा रहे हैं स्वामी जी इतने साल से, कुछ नहीं हुआ, कुछ नहीं होगा, क्या करना चाहिए वो बताइए, वो बहुत सुन लिया हमने. If that thought is there, that means that my mind is not ready at all, my mind is not pure, my mind is not single pointed. Otherwise, by listening instant one will know the truth. Which means what? That I must put in my effort to do Karma Yoga, to do Upasana, purify the mind, make it single pointed, and again come to listen. This is the main sadhana. See, we may have done contemplation in the morning. That is not the main sadhana. Main sadhana is this, listening. But most of the time what happens, we are listening sometimes, सुने जा रहे हैं, and then we glide into the sushupti avastha. And some people are in between state. Neither Jagrat nor Sushupti, even dream-like state. Like that. And then they have a habit of nodding also in that. Just to console the speaker कि हाय आप अच्छा कर रहे हैं. Otherwise, if he sleeps, the speaker will get discouraged कि भाई मेरी वाणी कैसी है कि श्रोता सो गया. So आधे ऐसे ऐसे करके हिलते डुलते कैसे भी sit के मारे. If that is the way one does Shravanam, then one will not realize. So if Shravanam is done, immediately will be the realization. If that doesn't happen, then I need Manan and Nididhyasan. Uttamadhikari, nothing else except listening, that's it. You know, Shivananji Maharaj, who used to give the example of 4 types of disciple. He said, first type of disciple is like petrol. So this petrol, the moment it comes in contact with the atmosphere, the air, what will happen? Evaporate. Uttam Adhikari comes in contact with the Sadguru gives Upadesh, not even words. Dakshinamurti Bhagavan did this much. And the Sanat Kumars realized, not even Upadesh is required. Through silence only it finished it. Sometimes Upadesh is given, Tattvamasi Shveta Keto, done, realize the truth, ho gaya. Uttamadhikari is like that. Then Madhyamadhikari is like the dry twigs. Yesterday we saw, no? Dry twigs. The dry twigs will catch fire. You have to put little more effort, it will catch fire. Once it catches fire, burn to ashes. So that Madhyamadhikari has to put little more effort. The Guru has to put the effort, Shishya has to put effort, and that disciple will realize. So that disciple has to do little manan and then realize the truth. Then comes the Mandadhikari. Mandadhikari is like the charcoal. The charcoal will take time to light, catch fire. And once it catches fire, after some time what happens? The ash of the charcoal will cover the charcoal. So one has to take some fan and blow. Then the ash will go, again that fire will become bright. So this Mandadhikari is like that. During the camp, one is very inspired and the fire is lit and everything. And after the camp, what happens? Again the study group sevak or again the brahmachari or acharya in the center has to put the fan. Again the fire is lit. Again after some time. But the Adhamadhikari is like the stalk of a plantain tree. The stalk of a plantain tree has lot of water. You try to light the stalk of a plantain tree, what it will do? It will put out that fire only. That Adhamadhikari, the Guru must be very careful. If that Guru is not Shrotriya Brahmanishta, finish, that Guru will fall. So, there the Guru has to tell that Adhamadhikari what sadhana to do to purify. Shravan Mane Nididhyasan, he can't do only. And there is an example of that Adhamadhikari in this Kenopanishad. At the end of Kenopanishad, the Guru has given, one Shishya came and asked the question and the Guru gave the answer also and he explained the answer also. The Uttamadhikari realized the truth, finished the job, went also. This Adhamadhikari who is sitting there, for him the Guru gave more explanation and all that. Then comes this, the Manda Madhyamadhikari ke liye explanation diya. The Adhamadhikari suddenly gets up and he says, Upanishadam bho bruhi, saying, oh teacher, tell the Upanishad. When are you going to tell the Upanishad? Are pura khatam bhi ho gaya kaam. This fellow gets up and he says, I am waiting, when will you tell the Upanishad? Are job is over, people have realized and gone and you are still sitting. So the mind has to be very clear. That listening is the main sadhana. In Vedanta course, we also used to do all that. Get up 4 o'clock in the morning and do tapasya, because tap ka ek ye hota hai. One feels, one junoon hota hai uska. Get up in the morning and tapasya karo and all that. And then 7 o'clock class when he's sitting and drowsy. Arey, that is the main sadhana. Vedant ko shravan karna hai theek se, then immediate will be realization. So listening one should prioritize. One should never take listening for granted. More about this we will take up in the evening satsang. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.